ever felt like from day to day to day to day, life gets pretty repetitive and monotonous? I find that I got to that point where I felt like I didn't really understand the bigger purpose at one point, and so I thought I'd share a little bit about my journey in the last 4 to 5 years, and hopefully that'll be helpful for somebody else out there too. My name is Lisa, and Awestruck-Aspirations is really my creation for being a place to connect with people who might be in similar situations as myself. And what I mean by that is maybe somebody who is a parent, maybe in a health care position of some kind, maybe caring for parents or family members in other lights as well. So you have lots of different responsibilities and things that you love. You love the people around you, you love your work, but sometimes the stress of everything can pile up and you're not sure where to go, and how to make it feel like there's something more. So I want Awestruck Aspirations to be a place where we can connect, and also as we continue to age, being able to tap in on other people's experiences who have already gone through it, which is why the A in Awestruck Aspirations stands for age, wisdom, and experience. So we can draw on people's age, wisdom, and experience to inspire, educate, and empower each and every one of us. I hope that makes sense. I came about that by writing down all of my wants, actually. First I think I did a gratitude list, just basic, thinking about the things I was already grateful for when I was feeling really down. And then I created a wants list. What kinds of things did I really want? So I spent time really reflecting on what was important to me. And I realized that way back in the day, I did do some, theater and different kinds of work that way. I actually applied for television and radio. And then I went a different route because I love the older population so much. And I had a co-op placement, which I loved. So people often have a few paths in life. And so this Awestruck Aspirations is a way for me to kind of blend everything together and use what I think maybe are strengths for me and interests of mine. So saying that, back 4 to 5 years ago, there was a book I read. I don't know if you've heard of the quote, "When the student is ready, the teacher will appear." And I think Buddha said that. And so for me, the teacher was actually The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And I found the information in there really helped me to change my perspective and to understand what I had control over, what I didn't, and what I could let go of. A really good read for me, and I know not everybody's in the same spot or the same place, and we all have different teachers. So I'm not pushing the book, I loved it, but that's just what worked for me. What I learned from that was that it's really important for us to prioritize our priorities. So really figuring out what your priorities are. And there's 4 different domains, really. There's 5 if I'm talking from a therapeutic recreation lens. So physical, intellectual, social, emotional, and spiritual. But to even make it even simpler for you and I and anybody watching is really combining 2 of them. So putting together the social and emotional factors in one, they do kind of go together. When we're social, it affects us emotionally. We need those connections, which right now in this COVID social isolation piece, we really need to find creative ways to connect with one another. Hence why I created these videos in the first place. What works for me is writing things down. I think I'm really a routine type of person. So I actually, from the information I read in that book, created my own day planner, which I know is probably kind of corny, but something else that I guess I like to do. So this is my planner. I make one every year, print it out myself, create all the pages myself. And on the inside, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but you'll see that I have all the roles written down, and then at the bottom it says sharpen the saw. So sharpen the saw is the last habit in the 7 habits of highly effective people. So two things. First, thinking about all of your roles and routines that we all have in life is really important. Our roles, there's so many of them, right? Like I'm a daughter, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a staff member, so I'm a colleague. I have recreation therapy as my discipline, and then all of these other things. So there's lots in life and lots of things that we have to hold up to in all of those different areas. So that's why I've created this, where I write down all of my different roles, and me also as an independent individual. So being my own self, which I would write in the first one. And then my wife, me being a wife and a mom, would be next, and so on. So I write down all the different areas. And again, this is not something you would have to do, but it just helps me to really organize and structure how I'm thinking and what I need to do for each of those different roles in my life. So that, along with at the bottom, those domains that I talked about, making them habits. So instead of having to think, oh, I've got to exercise today, or oh, I should do something for my mental health, I guess, I've just prioritized them. So for me, that really helps. Where I spend maybe an hour, it's hard for me not to want to spend more time in the mornings, but I like to get up early anyway. 4 to 5 years ago, I realized if I could wake up even 20 minutes earlier than I normally do, I could fit in a good workout, 20 minutes to half an hour in the morning, and then also do other things that were good for my overall health. So once I have my physical activity done, then I feel almost like it's a reward for me to have my breakfast, my coffee, have my quiet time when nobody's awake yet, and then be able to write. So some of the ideas that I use are for spiritual even. I think of, expressing my gratitude, whether it's journaling, whether it's saying it out loud, writing an email to thank somebody, whatever that looks like. That meets that piece for me. And then scheduling other things that fit my social and emotional needs. So maybe it's something like spending time with family and really dedicating and making a date with me and the kids, or my husband and I, for example. And then the other piece is the intellectual domain. So thinking about, what can you learn? What am I really interested in? What do I want to spend time learning more about? So those are the 4 that I focus on that I would say are key for anybody who's looking for just taking care of themselves in order to take care of other people. We need to focus on those 4 things. So again, your physical well-being, your intellectual well-being, your spiritual well-being, and then your social/emotional well-being. So there's so many different acronyms and different ways we can look at what's important for us. That's the most basic and easy to understand. You hear people talk about mind, body, and soul. That's another great way. But we really need to focus on what's important to us, prioritize those things, and just schedule them in. Okay, I hope that's helpful. I do plan to talk again about the 88 habits of healthy living that I've written as a blog post on my website. That's awestruck-aspirations.com, and you'll see the 88 habits blog there. Please have a look at that. It goes into more detail on different ideas that would fit under each of those domains. I'm kind of proud of it. I think it's a really good blog. So have a look at that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that too in a separate video. I'd love if you wanted to join me on my Facebook page, Awestruck Aspirations. Right now I am writing little quotes, inspirational quotes every day to just help start us off on the right foot right now while we're in isolation. I'd love if you wanted to subscribe or share this video, and leave me any comments below. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'll reply back. So I hope this is helpful, and please let me know if there's anything else I can focus on. I'd just love to help in some way. Again, I'm Lisa with Awestruck Aspirations, and I just really appreciate you taking the time to watch this all the way through. Thank you so much. Take good care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.